Hi everyone and welcome to Advanced Digital Graphic Design. I'm Kelly and I'll be your professor for the course. I'm going to go ahead and take you through a walkthrough of what to expect this week and also what to expect for the weeks to come. Okay, so as soon as you log into your course, if you have never taken a course with us or if you've transferred in, when you log into your home page to access your classes, you will see our class here under the My Courses section. I'm just going to take you through some of the navigation that I use mostly. So under the course menu, I use the announcements tab a lot. Anything that I need to get to you all, I will put under the announcements tab. I also will send out the announcement in an email where you will see up here that you have a notification from me. So please be sure to check that. I always send it out either late Sunday night or early Monday morning. So you can expect to see an announcement from me here. I'll go ahead and just give you a little preview of what to expect. I'm sure some of you have seen it already. So this is what you can expect every week from me. I'll always give you a rundown video like what we're doing now, just so there's no confusion on what's going on for the week. If there's anything going on in here as far as like when you need to post for the class, I'll also put it in here in the text. And then I also give additional resources the first few weeks of class on top of the reading and the content that's already built into the class for you. So I'll be going over all of these things for you to come. Okay? The learning modules, that's perhaps the most important other than the announcements, because that's your textbook for the class. So those are all your course readings and things like that. We do use discussions and, of course, your grades area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's go to the learning modules real quick. So we're just going to go ahead and start off with Module 1. So what this class is, you will be building a self-promotional website. Now this class specifically mentions WordPress. That's why I make these videos, because I do it a little bit differently than what's actually written into the course. I give you a couple of different options for CMS, which is a content management system. So some other places that you can build a website, not just WordPress. Again, you do not have to use WordPress for this class. It is optional. Okay, you will hear me say it a few times because you'd be surprised how many students don't hear it until about, the end of class. So here we are. Okay, so under Module 1, I'm going to go ahead and go over everything for you. So you can read through the introduction on your own. I'm going to talk specifically about the resources real quick. So you're going to want to go through your resources and course readings before you go over anything else every week. You're going to want to go over every video here. These are all of basically your textbook for the course. So you can see here it's talking about what is a portfolio website, how long it is, where to start, a reading on online portfolio websites with WordPress. So you want to go through all of this because, again, this is your textbook for the course. So there's a bunch of things on different readings, some videos, and if you scroll down, there's also usually additional supports. So if you want to do the optional readings, these are just things that you can do kind of to go above and beyond to enhance, your experience in the course. Okay, so this is all your course readings for the week and all your videos. After that, you can go down and you can look at your discussions. So this week we have a discussion on portfolio site design. So if you've never done a course with us, how discussions work is your first initial post is due by Thursday night. That means you need to post your discussion post on Thursday night, and then you need to respond to 2 other students by Sunday night, so when the course is turning over to the new week. Okay, so this week we're specifically talking about existing portfolio sites by other graphic designers. So you can read through the rest of the rubric here. So it's basically going back to one of the course readings talking about the 23 best graphic design portfolios or the 18 best design portfolios. So these were just some resources on where you could look if you want to use the in-course material. I am always open to external course material if you know of a designer or even a photographer or animator, because I know I get all kinds of majors in this class. Anything that's inspirational to you, that you think is either, why it's a good site, why it's a bad site, you can read through the rubric to figure out all the points that you need to hit there. Okay, and in that initial post, just give me a little bit of, an intro on yourself with that portfolio site, and you can read below for the rest of that. Okay, so again, for the discussions, you post by Thursday night, your initial post, and then you have the rest of the week to post back to other students to receive full credit for the discussion. Okay? So continuing through the module 1, there is a technology check, non-graded, so it has nothing to do with me actually grading it. You want to read through it. It's making sure that you have the Adobe software that you'll need to succeed in the class. If you do not, you do not need to reach out to me. I have nothing to do with you having software. Be sure to read where it says the start here to make sure you get your subscription, and read through all this important information for that. Okay? This course also has the LinkedIn Learning videos that are built in as part of your course. So if you do not have that, if you go to that start here, it will provide you with the information you need to use for getting into your LinkedIn Learning account through your, I call it SNHU, SNHU email. Okay? So these are all the technology things you need to succeed in the course. It gives you information on how to do that through Windows and through Mac. Okay? So the first activity, the real meat of what we're doing this week, is a pretty basic activity, so try not to get overwhelmed with it. You're building a sitemap. So what you might think your website might look like. It's really simple, really bare bones. I'm going to show you some examples of it. So you can click on the rubric to check the information out, but I'm just going to show you some visual samples because it's much easier that way. I'm sure you can tell I'm pretty chill when it comes to the rubrics and things like that, unless it's missing something big. Because again, I changed the course. You do not necessarily have to use WordPress. So any of those times you see that in the rubric, just assume it's talking about whatever content management system you and I will be working on. It's always a really big class, so be patient with me. It does take me sometimes a couple of days to get through assignments and things like that. Okay, so the sitemap creation. I had pulled up, let's see where Fred's is. Oh, I didn't mean to close Fred's out. Of course, that's the one that I needed. I think I have his right here. Okay, so in the final submission to me, you'll have like everything you've done for the course. So I pulled a couple of my better ones to show you guys. So this is the first thing that you're doing, called site mapping, and it's really basic. You can do it any way you want. As far as mocking it up, you can use, like I mentioned, Miro, and by the time we're done, if you want to build it in Adobe Illustrator, if you want to use Figma, there's all kinds of software that you can use. It's really just rectangles showing me where you want to put your stuff. So one of my students, Fred, he came up with his site map, and it's pretty in-depth because he's been doing this a long time, so he has a lot more work than the average student. So he started off with his homepage. He knew he wanted his hero image, his message, his services. You don't even need all of this as part of your wireframe, or not your wireframe, your basic layout. You really need homepage, your services, and all of your contact portfolio, and then he also had a CV tab as well. All of these things were just bonus things that he had in there. Okay, and then from there, next week we move on to some wireframes. But again, all you need, it'll say homepage, services, about, contact, whatever you think you might specifically need for your site. Okay, it's just a really basic blueprint for what you might need for your site.